Today, I'll show you the quickest and easiest way to select fur in Photoshop, remove it from the original background, add a new background, and blend the colors for better cohesion. Plus, I'll also reveal the trick to fixing the giveaway sign that always shows that your image has been Photoshopped. Let's get started. I'm going to begin by creating a new document on a transparent background. From here, you'll want to place the image that you're going to be working with. So go to File, Place Embedded, and I'm going to choose my dog. Then I'll select Control-T on the keyboard to resize and place him where I want him in the image. Now it's time to remove him from the background. I'm going to show you the way that you'll get the best results. So what you want to do is choose the Quick Selection tool. Next, you're going to click on this drop down and choose Cloud. That'll give you a better selection. And then click on Select Subject. That'll give you a nice selection, but from here, go to Select and Mask on the top just to make sure that you got all of those little flyaway hairs or fur on the top of his head and around his body. Sometimes it's hard to tell. The best thing to do is to view it on black and white, and here you can see the entire selection, so yeah, it looks like it did a great job. If yours didn't do so great, you can go up here to the views and choose onion skin. And on this view, you can turn the transparency down to see the original background and turn it back up to see it on transparency. You can also go somewhere in between. But all you have to do is grab this second tool. This is the Refine Edge tool. Click and drag around those outer edges, and Photoshop will pick up any hair, fur that it might have missed. Then you would scroll all the way to the bottom and output this to a new layer. Click OK, and now you see he's on his own layer. At this point, he's ready for a new background. You can either choose your own background, or you can do like I'm about to do. With my original dog layer active, I'm going to come down here and create a new layer on top of that one. I'm going to use the Generative Fill feature to create my own background. To do that, I'll grab the rectangular marquee tool and just click and drag for the background. Then I'm going to type in the contextual taskbar, Sandy Beach. You could just leave it blank if you want and see what you get, and then click Generate. So let's take a look at my 3 different options. I think I'm going to choose background number 3, but I do see a problem with it. The lighting is wrong, but we'll fix that in a minute. First, I want to fix the color to make that match up a little better. So I'm going to show you the best way to do that. It's really quick and easy. And this is relatively new in Photoshop. With my top layer active, I'm going to go to Filter and scroll down to Neural Filters. And we're going to come down here and choose Harmonize. This is in beta still at the time of recording. I've already downloaded this, but you might have a download button on yours. If you do, go ahead and download it and turn it on like I just did. Up here, Photoshop is going to ask you for a reference image. So I want to harmonize my dog with the colors of the sandy beach. So that's what I'll choose. And watch the dog. Photoshop did its best to harmonize the colors and warmth of the dog with that of the beachy background. Now this isn't always perfect, so you also have these options to make any adjustments to the brightness, the coloring, whatever you want. For now, I'm going to output this to a smart filter. You want to do that so that you have the ability to come back and change it if you want. So to change it, you would just double click again on that smart filter, and it brings you right back in to make any changes necessary. Now for the lighting. The lighting in my background is coming from this direction because it's hitting the trees right here. The lighting on the dog is coming from this direction because you can see that his face is lit up on this side. So I'm going to flip the background around. To do that, I'm going to make that layer active by clicking on it. Control-T on the keyboard, right click, and choose Flip Horizontal. Okay, now the dead giveaway that this has been Photoshopped. I'm going to flatten my image, right click, and choose Flatten Image. And if I zoom in, you can see that gray sort of outline around his fur. That's always a dead giveaway. It doesn't look natural at all. And a lot of times people just leave that in because they don't know how to get rid of it. But I'll show you, it's super easy. Grab the lasso tool. I have my feathering set at 10. That's usually a good starting place. You might have to adjust it for yours. And then I'm just going to draw a rough selection around that area. From here, go to Filter, Other, Maximum. Maximum replaces the dark pixels in the area that I've selected with the lighter pixels in the surrounding area within the selection. So it's going to take those dark grays and start to replace them with the lighter colors in the sky. Right now I have a radius of 1 selected, and that seems to do a great job. You could turn it up even more if you wanted more of the gray taken away. If your background is darker than your subject, then you'll want to do the opposite and choose minimum. So I'm going to go with a radius of 1. That looks good. Control D to deselect, and there's a before and after. And I've got the same thing going on here. So again, I'm just going to do a rough selection with my lasso tool, filter, other, maximum. And again, I'm just going to stick with a radius of 1 for this image. Every image is going to be different. And here's one more before and after of that from a distance. Thanks for watching. To learn more about hair selections and background changes, check out my playlist dedicated just to that. Also take a look at my Quickest, Easiest series playlist, where I teach you the quickest and easiest ways to do common edits in Photoshop.